A day at the market. Maria lived in a quiet town in southern Spain, where mornings were peaceful and the air smelled of fresh flowers and warm bread. Every Saturday, she and her grandmother, Abuela Rosa, followed a special tradition. They went to the local market. It wasn't just about buying groceries. For them, it was a meaningful ritual filled with joy, laughter, and connection. On a bright Saturday morning, the sunlight poured gently through the windows as Maria finished her breakfast. A cup of warm milk and 2 slices of toast with golden honey. She loved how the honey melted into the toast and made it sticky sweet. She quickly tied her dark brown hair into a ponytail and grabbed her reusable cloth bag from the hook by the door. "Ready, Abuela?" Maria called from the kitchen. Rosa appeared from the hallway wearing her favorite knitted shawl and a soft smile. "I've been ready since 8, she teased. "The oranges are waiting for us." They both laughed. Rosa always made a fuss over the oranges sold by Mr. Carlos, her favorite vendor. As they stepped out, the warm air touched their cheeks. The streets were paved with cobblestones, and small white houses with bright flowers on the windowsills lined the road. Some neighbors waved and greeted them as they passed. "Hola, Señora Rosa. Going to the market," called Mr. Emilio, the baker, from across the street. "As always," Rosa replied cheerfully. "Save us some empanadas." He gave them a thumbs up and returned to kneading dough behind his stall. When they reached the town square, it was already buzzing with activity. Striped canopies covered colorful market stalls. The scent of fresh herbs, ripe fruits, and baked goods filled the air. Musicians played soft guitar tunes near the central fountain, where children ran around laughing and splashing. Their first stop was the fruit stall, where Mr. Carlos, a cheerful man in a large straw hat, greeted them warmly. "Good morning, my favorite ladies," he said. "Today, I have the sweetest oranges in all of Spain." Rosa laughed and replied, "You say that every week." "But every week I'm right, no?" He grinned. Maria picked up an orange and held it to her nose. This does smell amazing." They bought oranges, bananas, apples, and strawberries. Mr. Carlos handed Maria an extra apple with a wink. For your school bag." "Gracias, Señor Carlos." She smiled. Next, they moved on to the bakery stall run by Carmen and her sister. The air smelled of cinnamon and warm dough. Fresh bread, soft rolls, and almond pastries. Carmen called out, "Can we get a croissant today, Abuela?" Maria asked hopefully. Rosa nodded. "And a small olive loaf for me." Carmen wrapped up their selections. "Will you be coming to the music festival tonight?" "We might," Rosa replied. "You should. There will be flamenco dancers and live guitar," Carmen said with excitement. Maria's eyes lit up. She adored music and dancing. At the next stall, Señora Pilar stood behind wooden trays of cheese and baskets of eggs. "Hello, niñas." She greeted them with a warm smile. 2 dozen eggs and half a kilo of goat cheese, please," Rosa said. Maria noticed a chicken clucking nearby. "Are the eggs from her?" she asked. "From her and her sisters," Pilar chuckled. As Pilar packed their items, they chatted about her farm and the new baby goat she had just welcomed. By now, the market was full. Tourists clicked pictures of the stalls, and locals haggled over prices. Maria and Rosa stopped by a spice stall, picking up packets of paprika and oregano. Then, they made their way to the flower stall. Bright marigolds, roses, lilies, and sunflowers stood in water buckets. "These sunflowers are smiling at you, Abuela," Maria said, pointing. Rosa smiled and picked a bunch to buy. Just then, a man began playing the guitar near the fountain. His song was gentle and emotional. People tossed coins into his open case, Maria closed her eyes to enjoy the melody. After all their shopping, they found their favorite bench under a leafy tree by the fountain. Rosa pulled out 2 sandwiches from her bag, and Maria bought fresh orange juice from a nearby juice cart. "I like this part the most," Maria said, taking a bite. Rosa nodded. "You see life here, not just things to buy, but people to know." They watched as a little girl passed by with a red balloon. A man in a suit politely argued with a vendor about the price of olives. An elderly woman showed her granddaughter how to choose the ripest tomatoes. "This market has stories," Maria said thoughtfully. Just as they stood to leave, they heard a voice. "Excuse me, did you drop this?" A young man approached, holding a red scarf. Rosa touched her neck. "Oh, that's mine." "Thank you, young man," she said with a smile. He smiled back and walked away. "Who was that?" Maria asked. "I've never seen him before," Rosa replied. "But he had nice manners." "Maybe he'll be at the festival tonight," Maria said. "Maybe." Rosa agreed with a mysterious smile. That evening, Maria sat in her room, writing in her journal. "Today, I learned that a market is more than just a place to shop. It's a place to connect, to feel alive, and to enjoy the simple, beautiful moments of life." At the bottom of the page, she drew a little orange and a sunflower, side by side. Later that night, as the town square transformed into a glowing festival ground filled with music and dancing, Maria and Rosa joined the crowd. Strings of lights twinkled overhead, and the sound of clapping and flamenco guitars filled the air. Maria swayed to the rhythm, her eyes scanning the crowd. Near the fountain, she spotted the young man from earlier, now dressed in a white shirt and black trousers, tapping along to the beat. He noticed her too, and waved. Rosa gave Maria a gentle nudge. "Go say hello," she whispered. With a bashful smile, Maria walked over. "I'm Maria," she said. "Daniel," he replied. "I'm visiting my cousins here for the summer. First time at this festival." They talked, laughed, and shared stories under the glowing lights. As the music swelled, they danced together, awkwardly, at first, then more freely, surrounded by the joyous energy of the crowd. When the night ended, Maria and Rosa walked home under the stars. Maria held her grandmother's hand and whispered, "Thank you for today." Rosa smiled. Every market day brings a new story, and I think this one will be one of your favorites. Maria nodded, already thinking about how she would write it down in her journal the next morning, with a little red scarf drawn right next to the orange and sunflower.